This conference will now be recorded.
All right. A very warm welcome to everyone. Both folks who have joined us from India and from the US. I'm audible, guys?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. So welcome once again. And what we look forward to is today's demo session of mobile performance testing, which would involve a elaborate discussion as to what we are supposed to head to, what we're supposed to be headed towards, and what's in store. That's what is the agenda for our today's session. Before we begin, let's have a quick shout out of names as to maybe you can introduce yourself. A quick brief, doesn't have to be long. You can mention your name, you can mention your years of experience, and maybe currently what you're doing, currently what you're working with, or which company you're working with. Yeah. Maybe we can go order-wise, or yeah, name-wise we can go. Balakrishna, I see, is first in line. So, Bala, yeah.
Yeah, myself, Bala Champani, working for Ernest and in Hyderabad. Hello.
All right. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Thanks, Bala. Thank you. So, your years of experience?
More than 10 plus.
Okay, great. And is that all into performance, Bala?
Close to 8 to 9 years.
Okay, okay, great. All right. Thank you. Hari? Hari Krishna? Okay. Yeah. Can you hear me? Himanshu?
Hi, I'm Himanshu. I have IT experience of around 17 years and around 12 years in performance. I work with company Sonata. I'm based in New Jersey, USA.
Okay. You're based in New Jersey, USA. Okay, okay. Welcome, welcome, Himanshu.
Thank you.
Okay. I see Murli.
Yeah, good morning. This is Murli. I'm fresher. I'm looking for a job.
Okay. Welcome, Murli.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. We see Tejaswini.
Yeah, hi, good morning.
Yeah, Tejaswini, we are doing a quick round of introduction as to how many years of experience and where we are working.
Yeah, sure. So I've been into performance testing for around 10 years now. Performance testing and engineering. I was working with TIPCO for around 8 years, and I'm working with SAS since a year now.
All right. Welcome, Tejaswini. Thank you. Okay, Vikas.
Yeah, hi, good morning. I have been in performance testing since last 13 years, and I'm working with One Shield Softwares.
Okay, great. All right, great. Thanks, guys, for introducing ourselves. So what we are seeing is like a majority of people are maybe 10 years and above experienced. And we have a mix of, we have one person who is a fresher. So that kind of will help us to kind of gauge the audience and deliver the content accordingly. All right. Okay. How many of us have actually worked in mobile performance testing?
I have worked in.
Himanshu, you worked in mobile. May I ask in what capacity? So, what? Can you just give a little brief of it?
As a test manager, I have worked in, but not from the. I'm aware of how it happens, but not hands-on on it.
Okay. And what tools are you was your team using?
LoadRunner.
LoadRunner. Okay.
And some at times my team had used a new load.
Okay. Okay. All right. Would you be aware as to was LoadRunner used in collaboration with some other tool as well, or was it just purely LoadRunner?
No, independently it was used.
Okay.
For mobile web, we used LoadRunner. For native, we had used new load.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Thanks for that, Himanshu. I take it that anyone else, Chandan, you just joined. Chandan, can we have your introduction, please?
Hi, so I have overall 9+ years of experience in performance testing and engineering.
Mhm.
And mobile performance testing, something very new space for me. So I just want to know, like, what do we do, and like, what are the challenges we face?
Right.
Yeah,
Great. So thanks for that, Chandan. Chandan, you based out of India or out of US?
I'm in India.
Okay. Okay. Well, the reason to ask this is primarily to make sure that the time is suitable for the folks who are based out there in US at the same time in India. So we are just going to be having a 1.5 hour session every weekend, which is Saturday and Sunday. That is something that we can, kind of going forward, we can discuss. Do we want to have it over 2 days or do we want to have it over 1 day itself? Those are the areas which you can cover up or discuss later on. Okay. Coming to the second part, Chandan, thanks for leading me to it. As to what your expectations would be out of the course, right? So Chandan, you mentioned that you want to understand mobile performance testing because it is new. That's number one. Anyone else? What is your expectation out of this course? We want to understand what brings you to this meeting, and so that we can make sure that your queries are answered, your areas of expectations are delivered. We can have a quick round again.
Yes, so as I mentioned, like, I have almost 10 years of experience. Okay,
Right.
so I'm not looking only for basic. I'm looking for basic to advanced.
Right. Okay.
Okay. And just to have, like, after this training, so I can be able to handle any kind of application, like based on mobile.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Any other expectation, guys?
Yeah, I mean, Chandan has very much covered. I mean, we are looking at some advanced knowledge. A basic thing using the Fiddler, we can record that we know. And there are some mobile applications like a T-Packet Profiler or something that also we can use.
Mhm.
So those things we are already aware of. Maybe we are expecting some advanced knowledge. I mean, for handling any complex projects and mobile performance testing arena.
Mm. Okay. Okay. Thanks, Bala.
Yeah.
All right. Anyone else? Any other expectation? Okay. All right. Well, thanks for that. Being vocal about the expectations part of it, so that we can, we know as to what we are wanting to deliver to the team as well. What we will be doing is we will be covering it right from basic to an advanced level. When we're talking about basic, how many of us are actually aware about what an Android architecture is actually? What is an Android architecture? Are we also aware of it? Are we aware of the components? Are we aware as to what actually goes under the skin? Okay, great. So while we are looking at these sessions, we will also be making sure that we raise questions which will also be required for an interview perspective per se, or for that matter, even to get a tenure and above. So for example, right, if you're tenure and above, no one is going to ask you as to, hey, can you explain this particular API while you go ahead and script this? That's not the level of question that a tenure person is supposed to be answering. However, we will still have you prepared on that note as well. But what you're primarily expected out of 10 years and 12 years plus is that, okay, can you understand the architecture? Okay, if there is any bottleneck, where can you optimize it? Okay, if there are any challenges, how can you overcome them, right? And what all tools are you able to use in order to completely cover the scope of mobile performance testing when it comes to web-based applications, when it comes to native-based applications as well. Okay, so that is what we're going to cover throughout our series of sessions. Does it sound good?
I just have one more question.
Yep.
So
Yes.
you are going to cover only Android or iOS as well?
It will be primarily Android. However,
Okay.
if you want to cover iOS as well, we can look at options for that.
Yeah, because like if we can cover both, then it would be great.
Okay, okay.
So it will be practical sessions only, right? I mean, you'll be obviously
Yeah.
it should be a practical session, right?
So this, yes, thanks for that, Bala. So this particular weekend, wherein today would be a demo, and tomorrow is where we would actually, kind of commence the uh, actual class for itself. We will be covering the theory part of it. Starting next weekend, we commence with the actual practical sessions as well. Not that we will not have any practical sessions tomorrow and today as well. We will have a basic, kind of a trailer, a teaser. That's what a demo
Okay.
session is supposed to be for, right? So we will
Okay.
have what's to head your way. That's definitely what we will showcase today. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
All right. Anyone else, guys?
And I joined a little late. So did you also like go through the content of the course?
Not yet, sir. We will just go
Okay.
through that. Yeah.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Okay, guys. All right. So are we good so far? As far as the expectations are concerned, we will start from the basic, head towards the advanced, ensure that all your areas are covered. Now, here's the thing, right? This is going to be an interactive session. Not that I would know all the things at the same time. We would expect you all to also answer. Yeah. We will park the questions that we are able to answer immediately, and thereafter, let's say if there are any questions which are pending out there, we will cover them either towards the end of the session or we'll cover them towards the beginning of the second session. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Okay, with that we can begin. So I'm not going to open the notepad now, just for queries. We'll take them later. Please park your questions. We can have those gathered together. All right. So guys, here is what the content looks like. Mobile performance, why measure? Yeah, one thing is there for sure. If we have taken care of our web-based applications, thick clients, different protocols like let's say Cognos-based protocols, or for that matter, SAP-based protocols, there is an area as to why, or an intent as to why do we do that. However, when it comes to mobile performance, the reasons tend to differ. Okay, which is what we will be looking at. That's one thing. We'll be looking at critical factors. We'll be looking at the overall mobile performance architecture. How many of us are actually familiar with the concept of MCA, mobile computing architecture? Excellent. Okay, great answer, because that will help us to dive through it as well. Okay, scope and impact, nothing much to cover in that because we all know, so I won't really take you through a lot of theory. Approach of mobile performance testing, yes, that is something I would want to kind of deep dive through. Recording methods. Now we will talk about recording methods when we come towards it. We will talk about recording methods via a basic, as someone shared. We can maybe use a fiddler and capture the session out of it and have that imported within the LoadRunner. That's one of the approach, and we will look at the other approaches also that we are wanting to kind of incorporate within our sessions. That's one thing. Tomorrow we will have a introduction to the working session and the prerequisites as to going forward for the next week. what we would want you all to be prepared with when it comes to actually installation of softwares on your machines as well. Okay, that will give you a good time to 1 week will be a good time, I believe, to have yourself ready, because couple of softwares which we require are maybe procured on a trial basis, and that is something that you would want to kind of download for yourself. Or if need be, then I can make it available. Maybe I can upload it on a Google Drive and just share the link, and you all can just download it thereon. Okay. True Client Ajax protocol, that will be question 3 and 4. How many of us have actually used the True Client Ajax protocol?
I
Right?
have
used.
Okay, Chandan, Himanshu, and Tejaswini. All right, anyone else? So you all have used it for mobile, I take it, right?
No, we have used for like a web application.
Okay. Well, I'm referring from more. So everything and anything that we talk in the language of mobile.
I've used it for mobile.
Okay, great, Himanshu. Okay, anyone else? Tejaswini, how about you?
no, I've used it for web application.
Okay, excellent. So, yeah, fine. Then we can take it up, on a deeper level on that one. We will look at user agent string settings and stuff like that. User agent best. How many of us are actually aware of the concept of user agent string?
I'm aware.
Okay. I take it others are not. So it's as simple as that, right? Let's say, for example, you're visiting a country. Okay, how would you actually go ahead and speak in that country? Is that basic country's native language? User agent string is nothing but a particular string which gets generated based on what environment you're going to be part of, what environment is your application belonging to, and what OS is kind of being involved, okay, as a part of the application environment setup. Okay, moving on. True Client Ajax native protocol. Now, this native protocol is slightly interesting because it doesn't really work by itself. It does require a explicit entity that would be like Mobile Center. Anyone familiar with Mobile Center over here? Okay, great. So Mobile Center has actually, I would say, two components. One is the Mobile Center server and one is the Mobile Center connector. Mobile Center server is primarily like you having a server which will cater to all your requests. Okay, it will act like a middleware wherein every request that you fire will actually be taken care by the server. Okay, and thereafter it helps you emulate. It is not an emulator, but I'm using the word emulate, a real-time view of your mobile. Okay, so we are not talking about just an emulator. Okay, sorry, I forgot to ask. In session 3 and 4, we are also looking at the word called emulator. How many of us have actually used an emulator with LoadRunner, in conjunction with LoadRunner? I'm not talking about True Client. I'm talking about an explicit emulator with LoadRunner. Okay, excellent. So we'll be using that as well. So that would kind of be an advanced level of maybe recording a script from an emulator, which is nothing but primarily used for native based applications. Am I making sense, guys, or am I too fast? Am I too slow? Please let me know.
It's okay.
Okay. How about others?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
good.
it's okay.
Okay, so please stop me. Please ask me to slow down whenever my pace is too high. I would be happy to take it low. Yeah. So emulator that we are talking about will specifically be used from a native app perspective, wherein you will actually be able to create a HTTP HTML level script for a app that is installed on your mobile. Okay, that is what an emulator will help us get done. Okay, that's one. Secondly, coming back to Mobile Center. Mobile Center will help us actually derive the value out of your current mobile device itself. Okay, so emulator is more of an emulator. Mobile Center will be more specific to your mobile and the apps installed on your mobile. Okay, so I think that is the area which is an uncharted area that not too many navigate into, and we will be covering that as a part of our session 3 and 4 and session 5 and 6. All right, and then eventually we will be running a load test. We'll be analyzing the performance tests results after that, and take you through a couple of metrics that are essential for mobile performance. Okay, so that's a quick nutshell view as to what's headed to your way, and anything else that you think is missing in this agenda, please tell me.
Yeah, I have couple of queries on this.
Yes, let me note down. Hold on.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Yeah, so first of all, like it should not be only LoadRunner, okay, because as we are heading towards, all our open source, so it should cover open source tools as well.
You have any suggestions?
Yeah, like JMeter or like Gutling or any open source tool I'm talking about. Okay, so and second thing is you didn't cover anything on monitoring side.
Yeah.
Like how can we monitor during the load test?
So guys, here's the thing, right? Mobile Center, as I mentioned, has something called as App Pulse as well, which we will deep dive into also.
So this Mobile Center is a freeware or it is a licensed one?
It's a licensed version.
Yeah. So is there anything you are going to cover open source?
Okay, we will explore that as well. Freeware on the monitoring aspect. We can get that, Chandan. Yeah. Okay.
And you are going to cover a native application, right? Like directly mobile app performance testing.
Yes, we will be covering native applications.
Because if it is only browser based mobile application, like I don't think it is anything like different than web. So we are more concerned about the complex mobile native applications. Yeah.
Correct. So I'm literally talking about applications like ICICI Direct, example, which is normally installed on your mobile and stuff. So we are referring to native applications like them. So we'll be having a mix of it for sure. There will be the web-based testing also that we'll be doing, and also the native apps that we'll be doing. Yeah.
Okay, and one more thing, I just have a query. So let's say like we want to test it on our like laptops. Okay. So if I'm not wrong, if I'm going for LoadRunner Community Edition, we can have only 50 web HTTP HTML protocol free.
That's right.
So
yes.
how can we test it or through like other protocols? How can we do the load test?
So other protocols are still available to you in the Community Edition. That's not a problem. Okay.
But we cannot run it, right?
Yes. No. You can run it. Why can't you run it? So you can definitely have.
Yeah. We can run it for make limitation of 50 users. That should be sufficient from the learning point of view.
Yes. Yes.
But 50 users like true client as well, we can run.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So Chandan, here's the thing, right? We will help you get through as far as till the analysis part is concerned. So you can leave that responsibility to us. We will make sure that we get through the scripting, load tests, scenario creation, load test execution, and towards the analysis as well. Okay. So that is something that we'll take care of. Just to answer the question, Nisha.
Yeah? Okay. Thank you.
All right. Anyone else, guys? Any other questions that you want? Any other items that you want to see in the agenda, or maybe are missing in the agenda? Okay, I will take that as a no. Okay, so other tools, yes, open source, we can definitely look at it, Chandan, And monitoring perspective, we will look at apples. We will also look at some other freeware options that we will be having for monitoring the performance of the mobile apps, right? We can do that. Okay. I see Kazi just joined.
Yes.
Yes, Kazi, can you just give a quick introduction of yourself, please? Hey, sorry guys, you have to bear for it today. This weekend will only be a slight sluggish, if you may feel, but obviously we'll be picking up pace starting tomorrow and obviously from the upcoming weekends.
Okay.
Yeah, Kazi.
Yeah, myself Kasi, and I'm having 12 plus years of industry experience in total manual and performance side, and
Okay.
especially performance side. I have having 5 plus years of experience in LoadRunner JMeter tools experience, and I'm having. And recently we started using App Dynamics monitoring tool and all. So intentionally, I want to learn this mobile performance testing, how it works and all. Going forward, maybe most of the companies will come to the apps and all for the mobile testing and all. So I just want to show my interest to learn this and all. So that's why I'm planning to join this class.
Okay, great. It's a good choice, Kasi. Thank you. Kasi, we just quickly dive into the agenda. I will share the slide at the end of the meeting with everyone so that you can have the agenda for yourself and maybe. Kasi, can you please go on mute?
Yeah, sure. Mute.
Okay. Yeah, so I will be sharing the slide with everyone. If you all still have any items to be added to, you can definitely, kind of get back to me on the next session. All right. We will now commence with our actual session for today. So good with agenda. Okay. How many of us actually, so I'm not going to go through the deck and bore you all for it. I'm going to simply be asking questions and keeping it interactive. How many of us actually think that a mobile performance testing concept is different than in comparison to a normal web-based concept? In what ways is it different?
Yes, it's different because mobile puts a lot of resource on the servers.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to test it from different dimensions and analyze it from different perspective.
What resources are you referring to, Himanshu?
If in terms of resources used on the load generators perspective, server, the memory and the disk CPU on the server's perspective, normal web user might say put a lesser load on the servers, but when it goes from mobile, it's more resource intensive.
Precisely. Okay, great. All right. Anyone else? What comes? Okay. So have you seen when it comes to your actual load test also, there is a expected behavior. You remember when we used to actually learn our performance testing or load testing, we used to see that there is a curve or maybe there is a particular expected, a predictable behavior that we normally see in an ideal load test, in a web-based test, basically, right? However, when it comes to mobile performance testing, what we look at is a totally unpredictable arena. Hari, are you asking for presenting? Okay. Okay. So guys, I would appreciate when I'm talking, you could be on mute. If you have a question, then you can definitely unmute yourself. Yeah. So having said that, yes, when it comes to mobile performance testing, what we are looking at is a complete different arena in terms of availability. That's number one. When I'm talking about availability, I'm talking about your architecture availability. Okay, it is completely different. Mobile performance testing will account for 24/7 of availability of your existing architecture. With web-based, at times we tend to give it a little leverage with regards to the number of hours of being available. Specifically because it might be a geographically distributed application, still it will be used for maybe 18 to 20 hours. It will not be 24/7 available. But with mobile, it has to be 24/7 available because a user can even get up from his bed and access the app. So it might make a request to your architecture. So that's the primary look at it. Secondly, when it comes to mobile, there is a major factor called the network, which differs from our general LoadRunner or a basic web-based web-based load testing, right? Uh, Normally, how many of us have actually experimented with touching the network bandwidth while configuration in LoadRunner? Or do we just keep it like use maximum bandwidth? How many of us have actually tried that?
Yes, I have done it. When we do mobile performance testing, we have to configure it different like bandwidths like 4G, LTE, 3G.
Right, right. Okay, all right. So that's something, Himanshu, you've done it for the true client protocol itself, or even for the web-based thing?
For both.
For both. Excellent. Okay. Yes. So configuring your network profile is something that is crucial when it comes to a mobile performance test. That will really help you simulate a real-time situation. And while that is the case, we will also look at what factors are crucial when it comes to fluctuating networks. Okay. What factors are crucial that one would want to pay attention to when it comes to fluctuating networks. That's the second thing. Okay. Now we look at, so what you see on screen is mobile performance affects brand value. The reason why it becomes crucial is because yes, it does affect your brand value. Nowadays you have a couple of feedbacks like these which are on screen and your brand has gone for a toss. Okay. So that's something you would definitely not want to have it on Google Play Store, right? So when you download or when you come across a new application, what are the couple of areas that you see on Google Play Store, or for that matter, maybe on Mac? What factors do you see before installing an application?
Size of the file. Size of the
Sorry,
file. Size of the
size of,
file.
okay, that is one factor that you see. Excellent. Okay, what
Ratings.
ratings precisely? Okay, and what else?
Size.
Size, yes, size mentioned. Anything else? Do you all see the number of,
How many
yes?
people are downloaded the application?
Exactly. How many people have downloaded the application? Because that kind of helps you get a reality check, right? So we look at how many people have downloaded the application. So guys, basically, mobile performance does affect the brand value to a lot of extent, and these factors are visible even to a first-time visitor at any point in time, right? So you definitely don't want to kind of mess up with that aspect. May I ask you to go on mute? Okay, or I can mute. That's fine. Okay. Key factors affecting mobile performance. We're talking about three crucial factors. Number one, the rendering. Number two, the network. Number three, backend. Now, if you ask me which of these are important, which of these three is the most important, I would say all of them, because primarily your backend and network can play a tough time when it comes to mobile. Yeah, when it comes to mobile performance testing. Yeah. Okay. Now, having said that, we will be simulating all of that. So be rest assured, we will be covering this for sure. Okay. We will also be, I'm not sure if you have heard of synthetic level monitoring. How many of us have actually heard of that? I'm going to unmute you for that.
Yes, I have heard about it.
Okay. Himanshu, have you done the synthetic monitoring as well?
Not really, just concept wise.
Okay. Can you explain us to just what is your understanding on it?
We monitor the application for various layers of information performance performance. It's not that we use only the LoadRunner or any tool. Without any other tools through other scripting, we can also do it.
All right. Okay. Thanks for that. So here's the thing, right? When it comes to synthetic, okay, how many of us have actually attempted with Silk Performer? Is anyone a Silk Performer person over here? Okay. Now, synthetic monitoring is specifically an ability for you to deep dive into a lot of areas, or I would say layers of your application. It can be primarily on the server side and also on the client side, wherein you can say that, okay, these are my resources for a certain page which is being displayed at the moment. Okay. Now, what you can also do is you can have your transactions. You can literally have your transactions being mapped to the resource that is actually being described. So, for example, we have transaction 1, 2, start transaction 1, start transaction 2, and N1 and N2. Within that start and end, if you have certain steps, you can literally go about mapping. You can literally go about mapping that transaction. Yeah, you can literally go about mapping that transaction with the particular steps. Sorry, what am I saying? You can actually go about mapping your transaction with the particular resource that is respective to that step. Am I making sense? Let me repeat that. You can actually map your transaction with respect to the resource for that particular step.
Yes, like if there are say 100 test users performing, how much CPU memory is being consumed by each resources and for each transactions. This is what we have done it.
So yeah, that is a part of it, Himanshu. Thanks for adding up to that. However, we are looking more on bottleneck identification when it comes to synthetic monitoring. Okay, we are able to identify at what point are we looking for an issue, which resource is consuming the maximum amount of time. Okay, synthetic monitoring really helps us achieve that. Okay, that is there. Pardon me. So backend and all, we'll definitely get into it today. We'll give you a quick understanding of it. Now, do you see this? Is my screen visible, guys? Yeah. Okay. The fluctuation that comes when it comes to mobile performance testing, the fluctuation is a lot. Specifically due to the network bandwidth and the backend that can at times be responsible as well. Okay, so these are the factors that actually kind of hold crucial weightage when it comes to executing your mobile load test. Okay, I'm not going to dwell on it too much because we need to get into the content also. This is the okay. All right. So guys, this is the architecture that we would be deep diving tomorrow. Okay, we will take you through a step-by-step component of the architecture. Okay, and while that is the case, we will be ensuring to also address bottleneck areas with regards to each and every component. Okay, so let me give you a quick trailer as to what it would be like. So for example, maybe we're talking about this lines also, right? We're talking about these lines. There is a reason for these lines. App server and DB server. At times, the number of connections from the web server to the app server and the number of connections from the app server to the DB server can be different. Okay, what does it take to have an ideal number of connections? That is something that we're going to be talking about. We're also going to be talking about maybe like a CDN, right? Content delivery networks. Hey, how many of us are actually familiar with this concept of CDN?
Yeah, I'm aware of.
Okay, thanks, Chandan. Anyone else? Okay, Chandan, can you just take a minute and let us know as to what?
Yeah, so this is basically like, let's say my servers are placed in US and I'm accessing the application from India. then there will be some network latency. So in that case, if there will be like servers hosted in a nearby location, or suppose let's say in Mumbai, so I can access the application faster compared to if it is in US. So that is something called content delivery network.
Correct. Thanks for that, Chandan. So yeah, that is actually content delivery network. What it primarily holds importance for is the latency that a person can experience at his or her end, with the fact how soon the packets are being transmitted. So not necessary every time you need to have your content delivery network making a request to the ISP, and thereafter it goes to the load balancer and all. Maybe the content delivery network is equipped with a high level of memory cache as well, which is able to store all the most very frequently made requests, which is what it will be able to immediately cater to you. So that reduces your overall response time significantly. Okay, that's what the idea of a content delivery network is. And with AWS in picture, there is something called as elastic cache. Yeah, if I'm not wrong, have you heard the concept of elastic cache? Guys, am I audible to everyone? Just wanted to understand, because I'm seeing certain challenges being faced by certain people.
Yeah, I can
Yes,
hear.
I can hear.
Able to hear your voice.
Okay. Okay. Are we good so far with the content?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. So you haven't heard the concept of elastic cache. Okay.
No.
It's an AWS. Yeah. So it's an AWS concept wherein what we are looking at is user is given the ability to have his or her own memory cache capacity increased or decreased. Primarily, this is done because if you want to optimize your network, see, over here you can definitely do. This is like your setup, okay, in-house setup. This is something more of a specific to a company, okay. However, when you come beyond this area, this is where the actual load is faced in the first place. Okay, the employee, whoever, or the customer, whoever is requesting for any kind of a data, will actually hit the cloud service, or will hit the CDN in the first place. Okay, if your CDN is well equipped, to serve those requests, then it really kind of reduces the load what comes to your actual architecture. Okay, not necessary every time the CDN will be hit with a request, it will be able to cater to one. It has to make requests. Okay, thereafter there is something called as a soft parsing and a hard parsing as well, when it comes to web server, app server, and DB server. Are we familiar with the concept of soft parsing and hard parsing? Okay, how many of us have actually heard about an AWR report?
Yeah, I'm aware of.
Okay, so Chandan, are you aware of hard parsing and soft parsing within it?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, so guys, hard parsing is something that okay, I'm spilling out the beans actually, but so be it, because it needs to be interesting at the same time. Hard parsing is something that a request is not served in the initial stages, wherein it has to go towards the DB server and fetch the request, fetch the response for it. Right, the DB server has to respond for that request. Soft parsing is something maybe the web server or the app server in the first place. In fact, not even the app server, I would say the web server is having that ability to respond back with the existing responses, which has been made frequently over the period of time. Okay, so for that, you don't need to make an actual hit to the DB, which is called as soft parsing. Okay, we will actually look at even breaking down of a request when it comes to the query execution plan. Okay, what happens to a query execution plan as to how a DB server interprets a request. That is something also we will take a look at tomorrow. Okay, so guys, that's the content which is crucial. I believe to understand at any load test end to end, you got to first understand these are the components and what all areas can I go ahead and apply my optimization. Okay, you can definitely have your outputs at the end of a web test, and you can just supply them as a performance test results. It would hold a lot of value if you can also mention recommendations that, okay, you know what, can we place this particular CSS over this particular location, which will help us kind of load the application more in a responsive based design. have you all worked in a responsive based design application? That's quite a common thing actually these days. So have all of us have had a chance to work on a responsive design based application? Okay, I'm not able to hear anyone.
Like, can you elaborate a bit on that?
Sure.
Like exactly what?
For example, Tejaswini, I have a site called, let's say, mysite.com. Now you are requesting, you're trying to access that particular page from your mobile. One person is accessing that page from an iPad. The other would be from a web-based laptop or maybe any other device, right? So based on, or an iOS device as well. So based on what the device is, we the application will be content. Okay, let me put it this way, right? The application will be rendered accordingly, okay, based on what the device is. That is what you would call as a responsive design application, response-based design application. Okay. Not originally when these applications are built, they are not really responsive based design. However, third generation and fourth generation now, yes, we are having that mechanism inbuilt by default. But earlier existing applications, if you kind of reduce the design, right? For example, let me just exit the presentation. Hold on. Sorry. So let's take Flipkart, right? Okay, you see the way it is being displayed at the moment, yeah. And let me show you what happens when we change it. You see what happened, guys? Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you observe what happened? What was the change? Or let me go slow. Let me go slow.
It is rendering gradually as you scroll or as you maximize or minimize.
Correct. Do you see this control wasn't there earlier in the first place? It was not there at all. Okay.
Yeah.
But now all of that content has actually come across in this format. Now that is what I would call as a good response-based design. Okay. But this is not true with all applications. Okay, this is not true with all pages. This is not true with all applications either. Okay, that's a response-based design.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So what we'll be looking at is how a response-based design is catered to, which is where we will also be understanding the concept of user agent string. Okay, which holds importance for a response-based design application. Yeah. We will be looking at the mobile components also. I think that is something we will start today itself because I want to keep it more interesting. Mobile components, we'll understand the Android architecture. Okay, we will understand the Android architecture. So what you are seeing currently is, let me put it this way, right? The title of this slide should have actually been mobile computing architecture. Okay, mobile performance computing or mobile computing architecture is what I would hold this slide's title. There is another slide which I will take you all through that will be called as the Android architecture. Okay, and that will kind of help you understand when you will make more sense when you even touch your mobile the next time. Okay, guys, is it holding value? Please tell me if it is not, then we'll jump into more value.
Yes.
Okay, these are crucial items, guys, especially when it comes to, you might find that this is theory as of now, but for analysis perspective, these items do hold importance. For interview perspective, these items do hold importance. If anyone asks you where, okay, fair enough, you had a mobile performance architecture and what have you done to optimize it, then maybe you don't want to go all bonkers. You want to make sure that you have tangible answers which do make sense. Okay, because theory answers definitely would kind of be very evident. All right, we will move on to the next one. Impact of network. Yeah, as I said earlier, network holds a lot of importance when it comes to mobile performance testing. You see the stability. You see the stability that it is performing. I'm not asking just for the lower being lower in its graph, but I'm talking about there is a rhythm to it. Okay, there is a rhythm to it. Do you see any kind of a rhythm over here? Not at all. Okay, with mobile, when it comes to mobile network conditions, there is no rhythm, thanks to Vodafone Idea and Airtel. Yeah. All right, that is what your mobile technology. Now, please don't misunderstand this with architecture, or don't misunderstand this with Android architecture. I'm talking about your mobile technology. Okay, we are talking about the underlying components as to when you are using your Chrome on your mobile app, or for that matter on your iPhone. How does it actually just function? I'm talking about the user interface components. Okay, this is obviously a browser, your minimal browser, which comes with your mobile OS itself. That is what you look at. Okay, HTML4, let's say, is the underlying technology for it. When it comes to iPhone and iPad, you are looking at an HTML5 and responsive design. Okay, have you faced the challenge that on your mobile, not all web applications will render completely or appropriately? Have you seen that happening sometime?
Yes.
You're trying to
Yeah.
open up, and maybe you have to auto rotate and kind of drag and shift to the left or to the right. That's when it comes to viewing the content on your actual mobile devices. Okay, but you look at this when it comes to iPhone. By default, there is a responsive design ability, because they are actually going and using HTML5. Okay, that is the beauty of what HTML5 brings to your device. Okay, we are looking about a hybrid app. Okay, are we aware of the concept of hybrid app? I think while talking, we were talking about web-based and native. Hybrid app, pata hai? Are we aware of it? I take that as a no. Okay, guys, if you're aware of it, please share. Okay, that will really help me to learn as well if I don't know things. Yeah, are we aware of hybrid app? Okay, yeah, someone was answering. Okay, just some disturbance. Fine. So hybrid app, let's say for example, you have ICICI Direct, right? It is a native thick client on your mobile for sure. Okay. Again, ICICI Direct being my favorite example, because that kind of is a hybrid app in the first place. It integrates into a thick client. At the same time, it integrates into a web-based client as well whenever there is a requirement for one. Okay. How? For example, let me check if I can show you something. Guys, please stop me if there is any area that you want to understand. Okay, so yeah, please don't pay attention to the screen. It's just ads that keep coming. It's a default thing. Okay. All right. So what I've started currently is nothing but an emulator. Okay, and this emulator comes with a couple of free games. Nevertheless, this emulator will help us throughout the series of sessions to understand what kind of app, what architecture, what are we talking about when it comes to rendering and stuff like that. Okay, hybrid app is an app which will have certain pieces of its application on a web-based approach, and certain pieces of its application on the actual installed app. Okay, so that is what the hybrid app is all about. Native app, obviously, as by the name suggests, it's a thick client, obviously like a installed software on your machine, on your device, I would say. Safari browser, again, that makes it a web-based app. Then we have web services, which directly integrate with the native app, and it kind of talks back to the architecture and gets you the details, gets you the response. That's the responses or the responsibility of a web-based service. Okay. What approaches we are going to talk about? We are going to talk about true client Ajax mobile. We're going to attempt with user agent spoofing. We are going to look at your HTTP HTML protocol. Basically, someone mentioned about Fiddler. That not being the only part, we will also be looking at native app, as I think Chandan or I'm not sure Himanshu asked for it. We'll be looking at a native app being recorded from a HTTP/ML protocol perspective. Okay, we'll be doing that. Android, again, as I said, we will be trying to use a record emulator. So this and this actually integrates with each other. Okay, that is something that we'll be looking at. Okay, now approaches that we are talking about. Excuse me. Yeah, approach, guys. One more thing. Every session is going to be a 1.5 hour session. If you all need a break in between, we can have a 5-minute break, maybe like a tea break or a loo break that you would want to have, and we can resume that way. If at all we are good, we can continue with this pace. Can we have a quick shout out?
I am good.
Okay. How about others?
We are good. Yeah.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah, good.
Okay. Okay. Great. Okay. So what we will be doing is, as someone said about Fiddler, that will help us record a capture file or a session capture file, and one can go ahead and import that within a HTTP/ML level script, and you'll be able to see load generator, your Vue.gen automatically converting it to a LR script. Okay, that is there. However, there are other options like a record emulator, which I would want to bring your attention towards. It needs an APK file. Now, your APK file is nothing but a file which is an installation file for a particular application on your mobile. Okay. By default, we are used to hear the word called .exe. Okay. When it comes to maybe installation files or standalone files for a general application that needs to be, or software that needs to be installed on your laptop or device or desktop. When it comes to mobile, the language is APK. Okay. Which is where this file is primarily responsible to represent your application. Okay, let me put it that way. Now, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be having your device emulator. Okay, we're going to be having your device emulator integrate with the APK. Okay, and that will something that is something that we would want to pay attention to, because that would be an advanced kind of a thing. We would recommend, we will give you already on the WhatsApp group that we are already there. If anyone is not there, you can just ping later on in chat in the chat group. We will tell you what emulator you need to go about installing. Again, a quick point: these emulators will be freewares; they will not be licensed stuff. Okay, also there will be freewares, and you can definitely go playing around with them. Okay, so far good.
Yes.
Okay, so just that you all should know, APK is nothing but your Android package which holds the software together. Okay, now so it talks about record emulator and proxy recording. How many of us have actually tried the proxy recording approach with LoadRunner for mobile? Excellent. We'll take that up as well. Okay. Ajax True Client, again, that's a common approach, and we will navigate through it, especially for people who are new to mobile performance testing and or maybe somewhere in the middle as well. Okay. So that's about the approach, guys. We will be talking about okay, you know what, one thing is not mentioned over here, and that's the mobile center, which is the crucial aspect also. Okay, the mobile center is actually you connecting your mobile to your laptop and recording a script on your mobile as well. Okay, that is something we'll be doing that. Eventually, all of that. So what I want you to keep in mind is, I want you to keep in mind this screen. I want you to keep in mind this screen. Maybe not if possible so early. That's okay. Leave this. You don't need to pay attention to too much of it. We will cover this in detail later on. But as of now, what I want you to just keep in mind, takeaway for today, very simple. Your mobile technology that you are looking at, why is it a responsive design? What makes it a responsive design? And what kind of recording methods are we looking at? Okay, so that would be your crucial takeaway today. And maybe you can also prepare your questions for the next weekend session. Yeah. Okay. With that, we come to the end of this slide, and enough of just high-level view. We will now deep dive into an actual Android architecture.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm audible.
Yeah, this is, can I ask a question before progressing, please?
Yes, please.
Is there any much difference between this, with regards protocols between Ajax True Client and this mobile? Is there any vast difference between the respective clients we'll be using, like the one used for Ajax True Clients and the one used for mobile?
So I'm sorry, may I get your name, please?
This is Sano from US.
Okay, hi there. Welcome to the demo session. Okay, so mobile Ajax. Okay, here's the thing, right? True Client Ajax Mobile is uh, a protocol which one can easily get it done, which is more on a UI level based. Okay, how do I put it, right? Let me show the screen. In fact, that will kind of take us through our today's lookup. Okay, this is how a script of True Client Ajax Mobile Web would look like. Okay, does it make sense? This is how the script would look like. It is more of a UI level part wherein one can just understand, even read it and understand as to what it looks like. Okay, now come to the actual native app recording that we have done. Okay, Baby Center and ICICI Direct. Let's say ICICI Direct being my favorite. It has the actual script being recorded in the HTTP/ML mode. Okay, now how have we done that? This part of the reason we have definitely not used Fiddler for this. We've actually gone ahead and used your device emulator, which hosts a native app, and we have recorded the native app literally. So Chandan and Himanshu, does that answer your point? If I'm not wrong, I think you had raised this about native apps, right, initially?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is there. I'm sorry, my friend from US, you just mentioned about Sano, right? Yeah. So Sano, is this your question that you're asking? How different is your True Client Ajax protocol than actual mobile HTTP HTML level recording? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, that was my question. I thought with mobile we're gonna use the same True Client protocol for mobile recording. That was my idea, but okay. So
yes. So thanks for asking. Please feel free to ask any more questions going forward as well. So mobile, True Client Mobile, yes, we are going to be looking at it, especially for the sake of people who are completely new to mobile performance testing. At the same time, we are going to get this run over the load test execution, and also we are going to be looking at your HTTP HTML based recording when it comes to a native app. Okay, this is what another native app like Baby Center is, especially for the pregnant women, is what they use to track the pregnancy. This is the native app for Baby Center, and this is how it looks like. Okay, are we comfortable so far, guys?
yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so that's a quick teaser. Okay, just that you all should know, that's a quick teaser as to what's headed your way. Okay. Android architecture. Anytime you're familiar with, please kind of feel free to mention your inputs. I would love to have it interactive. Okay. Now your this is nothing but your actual Android software stack, how it looks like, your basic high level architecture. Now The base of the Android architecture is nothing but your kernel. Okay, this is the kernel. Okay, now it's built around Linux. Okay, the version of Linux that we normally look at, which we normally have for our maybe we can have it for our Mac OS or for any other operating system that we would like to have. It consumes a lot of space. However, when it comes to Linux on a mobile device, it is highly optimized for the mobile operating systems. Okay, it works best so that we can have a highly. Okay, just give me a minute. I am sorry about that. Yeah, sorry, I was getting a call. Now, this Linux is how different is it from an actual Linux that is on your desktop, right? It is basically optimized. It's an optimized level of Linux with regards to a highly constrained CPU and memory capacity. Okay, let me repeat it again. This is a highly optimized, and guys, you can take notes if you need be, and I'll be supplying the deck as well later on. However, taking a personal notes will always be recommended. That will help you have a clear understanding. This Linux will have is different in terms of the fact that it is optimized with a perspective of highly constrained CPU and a short memory capacity. Okay, remember, you definitely don't want your one single app eating up all the memory that can be reserved for your actual operating system, or for that matter be reserved for other apps which consumes, right? That's something you would definitely not want. So I'm going to do it this way, right? I'm going to mention it this way. While we talk about a particular section of an architecture, I'm also going to be referring to the bottlenecks that are associated with it. Guys, I'm sorry, just give me 1 minute. I have to step out for this one. Just give me 1 minute, please. हेलो, हाँ बोलिए जल्दी. नहीं, wrong number. Okay, sorry about that. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about a particular component of the Android architecture, and we are going to be talking about the associated bottlenecks with it. That way, we don't have too many questions left at the end of the day for when it comes to interview level scenarios as well. Okay. Now, Linux kernel, right? What we are talking about is this is the piece which will actually interact with your overall mobile. This will be the heart of the mobile, and this Linux is highly optimized with an intent of constrained CPU and memory capacity. On top of that is your Android runtime. Okay, your Android runtime is nothing but it enables the behavior of Linux. Let me put it this way: it's like the hand, mouth, and legs for your internal body of Linux. Okay. Associated with it are certain libraries which are also crucial when it comes to how many of us have actually heard the concept of Dalvik virtual machine? Okay, take that as a no. JVM, familiar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent. So Dalvik VM or Dalvik virtual machine is nothing but your JVM for your Android, okay, or a basic Android architecture. All right. Now, moving on, the application framework, it sits on top of the Android runtime and the associated libraries. And finally, obviously, this is the applications part of it, which can either be operating system based, like for example, your default contact applications, okay, contacts, let's say, or phone dialing application, or for that matter, your messaging application. These are your operating system based applications, whereas later on the ones that you download from your Play Store, they are nothing but your custom based applications. Okay. Let's quickly move on. Android software stack. Okay, guys, today's since we are kind of running short on time, we will ensure that we are covering every question with regards to the deck that we've covered so far. At the same time, the rest of the things will be parked for our tomorrow's session. Okay. Okay. So Android, your Linux kernel, right? Your Linux kernel would actually interact with the drivers. Okay, it's nothing but it's an amalgamation of the operating system which holds your drivers for your camera, drivers for your audio of the device, drivers for your display, Wi-Fi, power management. You talk about it, and every driver is kind of associated with your Linux kernel over here. Okay, I'm not going to spend too much of time on this. Okay, now your Android runtime. Okay. Oh, one more thing I wanted to cover mainly. Yeah. So let's say if how we will also understand about how these mobiles keep evolving, right? Vivo started with a basic 10 megapixel or a 20 megapixel. Now it has reached to 64 megapixel, if I'm not sure. What do? They actually do nothing but enhance the drivers of, I'm sorry, there's some disturbance.
Hello? Oh, true.
Okay, what about you all? Yeah. If you all have a question, please raise it in the chat window. I'll be more than happy to answer the question. Okay. Now, your Linux, okay, Vivo had a 10 megapixel, 20 megapixel, and now it has, I believe, reached to 64 or 48 megapixel camera, right? What do? These people, they enhance the drivers, okay, with two people or with two entities primarily contributing to it. One is Google itself. The Google has to contribute to your driver. Secondly, the vendor who builds the driver, actually, they have to go ahead and contribute towards it. Okay. So these two entities, they kind of help you evolve your mobile. So today, if you're looking at an evolved mobile, this is the component which helps it evolve. Okay, let's understand that very clearly. Okay, moving on to the other one, Android software stack for which will hold your Android runtime. Okay, what your Android runtime holds is the Dalvik virtual machine, which is nothing but your JVM in a simple language and certain core libraries. Okay, again, when we talk about it kind of how do I put it, right? It's a highly optimized version of your JVM. Okay, how is the question? So what is the job of a JVM? And oh, sorry, I'll unmute you. Sorry.
JVM is used for running the runtime code for Java.
JVM is used for having the runtime code for Java. Okay. What is the first output of a JVM? And please shoot, like, nothing has to be right. Nothing has to be right. You can just be wrong.
Can you repeat the question?
Sure. So, Sanu, my question is, what is the job of a JVM?
Actually, JVM, in Java, when we talk about JVM, it's like this is where we have our JRE and the JDK. They are there to actually run and execute our bytecode. Yeah, we have so many areas. This is the area we actually concentrate. We as performance tester, wherein we actually gonna pay more attention to the heap. The heap memory is actually located in the JVM, and in there we have so many partitions.
Excellent, Sanu. Thank you for bringing that up. Which is why I'm kind of pausing on that and asking a question as to what importance does JVM hold. So, guys, JVM is your performance. To put it very simple, okay, JVM is your performance in a way. It contributes heavily to your performance. Please, you all can just go on mute, please. Kasi, I request you to be on mute, please. Thank you. Okay. So JVM holds a majority of your performance together. Okay. If you are low on it, or if there is an app that is eating up your memory, well, you're not good. You're not good. Okay. Now, my second question was, what is the first output of a JVM?
Is it bytecode?
Sorry?
Is it bytecode?
Excellent. Thank you, Sanu. It's bytecode. Yeah. Now, the bytecode of a normal JVM is much larger. Okay, is much larger, which operates on maybe on your desktop or your laptop. Okay, it's much larger as compared to that bytecode which a Dalvik virtual machine generates. Okay, Guys, are we getting it? Are we cool with it?
Yes.
Okay, so that is the reason why you can actually run the same application that you're running on your desktop and the same application on your mobile device. Okay, have you ever wondered that how come the same application that runs in, let's say, 500 MB on my on my laptop is running in maybe like 50 MB or maybe 120 MB on my mobile device? Part of the reason is your JVM and the kind of bytecode that it generates is quite different from a normal Java compiler bytecode. Okay, are we making sense, guys?
Yes.
Perfect. Let's move on. Okay. Libraries, crucial. Now, yeah. Someone say, Kasi, I would request you to please be on mute if you're
Yeah,
not.
are there? No. I am
Yes.
going to ask one question. I think
Yes.
in the web and mobile applications, are they preparing any different applications in the production side? Show, suppose if a customer is accessing from the laptop, then they are planning to show so from which resource end user how they are accessing from laptop. So better to show this application. If he is accessing from mobile, they are planning to show the mobile application like that. They are designing the application like that, or how it will.
Excellent question, Kasi, which kind of revolves us back to the earlier slide which I shared. Let me quickly bring that up to refresh your thoughts on this. How do I do this? F5. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, this one. Kasi, this piece was actually shown with regards to how does the mobile technology actually work. They don't build separate apps for that. Okay, what I'm talking about is when you're watching the content on your. Do you see this block over here? Kasi, are you there?
Yeah, it's visible. Yeah, ft.com.
Yes.
Yes. So guys, your HTML5, okay, is having the ability to be responsive design based, to be response based design. Okay, that way it will render the content effectively on your Safari browser. It will render the content effectively on your on Safari browser on your iPhone. Let me be specific. It will also render the content on your internet browser, which is on your Windows PC. Okay, so you're not looking at different applications, Kasi. You're looking at one application which is a response-based design. Okay, I did share a page, I think earlier. Did I close it? I didn't close it. Yes. I'm sorry. Okay, this was the part which I just showed through initially. You see the way it is kind of adjusting itself, right? So it will adjust itself based on what or who the user is watching. Okay, so this piece, if you see, this piece wasn't there when you're looking at an expanded web-based page. Okay, but when you minimize it, or when you kind of the content of it, it automatically adjusts itself. So you're not looking at different development for all of them.
Okay, got it.
Okay, makes sense? Perfect. All right, coming back to our content, and yeah. Okay,
So one more question. You mean to say all the web applications are developed like that only? I mean, web and mobile applications are only
uh,
that specific Flipkart.
yes, there is a lot of background noise. Okay. So mobile applications, I wouldn't say yes to that, because Android development and your iOS development is definitely different, no doubt about it. But what I'm talking about is a web-based application, which is primarily built these days is response-based design. If it is not response-based design, it is not a good design, and you definitely need to recommend one. Okay.
Flipkart
Bala?
careers. Yeah. My question is that Flipkart careers, you will have a app also to download, right?
I'm
So
sorry.
when it is, you have shown some Flipkart careers, right? Right.
Yes.
Okay. If it is downloaded from the mobile, I will be able to see like that. If it is accessed on the web, I will be seeing in a different format, right? That's what you are saying.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay, I mean, my question is, when the applications can be developed like this, why the people are using specifically Android for development?
Okay, so very good one. Let me for which I would want to come to this slide again. Okay, guys, we are moving with times, right? We are moving with evolving times, wherein initially no one thought about a app, no one thought about an app, right? Everyone thought about a browser. Every content was there on a browser. This app level concept came across when your mobile technology actually came into place in the first thing, and none of the people thought that anything like this was possible. Okay, what people thought is your basic your basic operating system based apps are the only apps that one could possibly have. I'm talking about phone, I'm talking about your messages and stuff like that. However, eventually they also arrive to a conclusion that not always your web-based app will be able to cater to a mobile-based device, which is where the Android package, okay, which is where the Android package came into existence. Okay, APK is what we call. Okay, now APK mein, what they are doing is they are packing the whole content in a highly optimized and reduced manner. You see, your laptop and devices might have 1 TB and 2 TB of memory, but your iPhone and iPad won't have that kind of a memory, right? Agreed? To cater to such kind of a request, you ought to have a adapted kind of app present out there on your device, which is why the native app ka first thought came into play. Now, when it comes to native app, what we are looking at is what all forms are we looking at? We are looking at a CPU. We are looking at an app which is highly optimized when it comes to using minimal CPU, minimum memory, and minimum hardware drivers as well. Because remember, it's a process. When we come to LoadRunner, when we are talking about running a particular test, we run a user as a thread and we run a user as a process. What do you think true client runs a basic user as? Can someone answer that? A true client, what is a user running as?
Visual process.
Process.
Why do you think so?
Because it consumes a lot of memory.
Okay, but it is actually yes, that is true. Thank you, Sana.
And the memory footprint is so huge than the HTTP HTML protocol. Yeah.
Precisely. Now, the idea is, guys, if you're talking about 300, so here's the ratio, right? It's 1:10 ratio. So if you're talking about 300 HTTP HTML level users in the same amount of memory, you can only use 30 true client users. Okay, that is the significance, which is where one thought that, okay, we can't have the same level, same approach running on an iPhone and same approach running on a Windows PC. That is where my transition happens to a APK level package, which constructs the whole application into a smaller version of it, wherein every user that will run, even though if it runs as a process, it will not consume that much of CPU and that much of memory. Bala, does that answer?
But still, these native apps are more effective, right, than these.
Absolutely. Because native apps hold the whole application together, wherein your Windows, let's say a browser that you're looking at, it might not. So nowadays, right, we have become smarter. We have become smarter by saying that, okay, it's a single page browser, sorry, it's a single page application, and all the components on the application are loaded later on. Are we aware of this concept?
No.
No. Okay. So let me explain this one in a shorter way. We are short on time. Okay. One page, if it gets displayed. Okay. Let me go back. Why am I talking? Let me do the display. Okay. Now you tell me. Do you think all the data related to this application or this web-based thing is loaded at the same time? What I'm talking about is the content with regards to about, the content with regards to life at Flipkart. Okay, these images, are these images loaded, all of them in the background when I am looking at this homepage? Do you think so?
No.
Okay. Now, the idea behind that is to make sure that my my home page uses the least amount of resources, because what I want to work on is the rendering time. Coming back to performance, it's funny how all of this links to performance, right? So my home page, I want to make sure that it renders in the minimal base time. So what I'll do is I'll load the bare minimum components. Like for example, this is not honestly a good way to kind of have a web page which is with a video running right at the background, because obviously it is consuming a lot of memory in the first load, in the first and the second load, I would say. But once you have loaded this, this would stay back in your mem cache, and you'll be able to see it as fast as possible. Okay, not all the components are loaded at the same time, so which is where I would say not a good idea. I would still say not a very optimized design, because when you come to your mobile applications, do you see the amount? Now here's my question, second question. Do you see the amount of network available or used when you simply click a button of login on ICICI Direct or maybe anywhere else on a particular mobile app? Do you see the amount of network bandwidth that is consumed? Let me be very clear. Yeah. Have you all seen that? Have you measured that? Ek app. Let me put. Sorry guys, I'm going to be using Hindi as well in between sometime. One app. How much amount of time, or sorry, how much amount of network bandwidth does it occupy when one person clicks on a button on an app? Have you all observed that?
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay, Tejaswini, where have you observed that exchange happening? The amount of thing happening, the amount of.
Yeah, so I'm not sure whether this is exactly what you're talking about. Is on the top bar on the mobile. When I click on the application, it shows me uh, the kilobytes per second or the network speed. So is that the one you're talking about?
Excellent, Tejaswini. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm referring to. Okay, guys, homework simple. Play around with your mobile and please enable the network bandwidth notification on your mobiles. Okay, it does let me mind it, it will consume a lot of battery power for sure. At the same time, it will show you every click and the amount of that click has, and the amount of network bandwidth that the click has consumed. Okay, it will show that network and an actual web application being displayed on your desktop. The amount of network consumed for both of them is way too different. Okay, that is one of the reasons. Again, I would say, Bala, to your answer to your question, mobile APK or a mobile package is always best. Okay, it loads the application on the it loads the complete application. At the same time, you are consuming the minimal amount of network bandwidth. At the same time, you are also consuming the minimal amount of CPU and memory as well. Not to mention, at times, have you seen when you install something on your mobile? I'm not sure, guys, I'm going to intricate on this, right? Maybe if you install something on your mobile, the mobile gets heated up. Have you observed that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so guys, that is another factor when it comes to a difference between an actual web-based load test, or sorry, a web-based performance and a mobile-based performance. With mobile-based performance, you also have to be so mindful about your drivers that they don't get over-consumed. Okay, or else you will just have your mobile being frozen up, and the best way to restart a frozen mobile is to reboot. Okay, that doesn't happen with your desktop. You open a web page, maximum what you do is you right click, go to task manager, get rid of the browser itself, right? So that's another difference between a mobile based performance and a desktop or a laptop based performance architecture. Okay, guys, I think we are almost to the end of the, we are over and above the time. Let me see what place have we reached on our slides. Just give me 1 second. Okay. Yeah, I would want to cover this piece tomorrow because this is important and I want to give it its due justification, due time. But so far, I'm not going to keep the theory. So guys, here's the thing, right? When we say theory, I don't want it to be sounding boring at all. I want you all to be able to relate with it. Now, I hope the theory that we covered today, please don't, I want to request, please don't treat it as a theory and maybe the real action gets started tomorrow or the next weekend when we actually do the scripting. Well, that is true, that is good as an individual contributor, but going forward, you would want to have a perspective as to how things work, where the bottleneck identification. So tomorrow, if you'll ask me, hey guys, Sandeep, we have not really covered any mobile analysis or bottleneck identification analysis. We have not done any of that. Well, I would say class 1. Okay, we did all of that right from the component level thing, and what all areas can we identify areas of bottlenecks as well, and we will do that. Okay, we will continue to do that. Tomorrow, I would also again would want to just highlight a couple of bottleneck items with regards to this one and this one for sure. Okay, I believe we are good for today. If there are any questions, we can take them now. Yes, any questions so far?
Yeah, Sandeep, I just want to add one more point. You have mentioned, right, like what are the expectations? You have mentioned somewhere. Yeah. I want to just add one more point, like Android or iOS profiler.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else, Chandan?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Chandan, is it making sense? Is it kind of being relative? Chandan, couldn't hear you. Is the content kind of making sense? Is it relevant to you?
Yeah. I'm
okay.
good.
How about others? Guys, are we good?
Yes.
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 Good.
Okay. Yeah, I was skeptical and worried about the part. Hari, to your question, which version of LR? Anything above 12.60 or 12.55 is good. Yeah. Yeah. Murli, Murli, you were there earlier. Murli, we took your round of introduction, right?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry. I think there was a person called Rupa who stepped in and got dropped. Okay, fine, great. So guys, that's about it for today. We will see you all again tomorrow, same time. I won't say same place because we are all online. I think that's about it. Yeah.
So you
Yeah,
will be
Sandeep.
sharing this PPT today?
Yes, I'll share the deck. I'll share the PPT. Also, one more thing in the group as well, I would really appreciate if you all could put up the response for the today's demo session. It holds importance. It holds importance with the fact that how are we steering towards it? That's something which we want to know. Yeah.
Sure. Sorry, I joined late.
Yes, sir.
Are we gonna have this session on daily basis? And secondly, may I know your name, please? I'm sorry about that.
Sure. Sano, my name is Sandeep, and to answer your question, we are only going to have these sessions on weekend basis. My question to the team would be, are we good to have it 2 days on the weekends, like Saturday and Sunday, or are we wanting to have 1 day and at a stretch we take 3 hours? It's going to be a 1.5 hour session.
It will be better to have 2 days.
Yeah, it
2
would
days,
be great
1.5.
yeah. It is good to have on Saturday and Sunday, Sandeep.
Yeah.
Correct. Yes, Saturday, Sunday is fine. Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. Fine. Then that we can call it a close. Please, again, a reminder, mention your feedback in the group. It will help me understand as to what I'm doing. Yeah.
Sandeep, so I joined 5 minutes late. So, can you please tell us about yourself? Because I don't know, what your experience and everything is.
Right. So, Chandan, thank you. For bringing that up. I missed on introducing myself. My name is Sandeep. I'm working. I was working with Cognizant earlier, and as of now, I am primarily helping people educate with their performance testing aspect, my overall experience is about 10 plus. I have worked in a lot of domains, which involves right from BFSI to travel to hotel to different levels of domains when it comes to applications. When it comes to testing, I am end-to-end guy whom you can connect with, which is primarily on the performance and automation aspect. I am also looking into DevOps implementation within projects. I cater to those. I help people who would also want to have QA-based practices. I'm not talking about manual testing strategy practices only, but I'm talking about overall highly efficient QA-based practices incorporated in their project. That is a quick nutshell about me.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, sure. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Chandan. Okay, guys, with that we'll call it an end. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow all at 7 o'clock.
Sandeep, may I know your full name?
Sandeep Chandekar.
Okay, fine.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sandeep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.